welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to show you how I prepare and plan and schedule a literature unit study. I haven't done one of these videos in quite some time because I tend to shy away from unit studies or literature guides that need a lot of my planning because I just typically don't have the time to do what I'm about to do. But I am trying to get some stuff done by the end of our school year. I'm trying to use things I have purchased, and so today I am going to be preparing and planning a unit study I bought on Teachers Pay Teachers. This is from the store called the Book Umbrella, and it is a literature unit study on the book Packs. And so this book has been on my shelf for over a year. I actually bought it, I don't know with the intention to read it last year, or I bought it last year with the intention to read this year. And I bought the literature guide. It was for the upcoming homeschool year. So if you follow me, you know I bought, I think 13 different unit studies from different sellers. I bought some on Teachers Pay Teachers. I bought some from like Rainbow Resources, and at the end of the day, I just decided we're just going to use Move and Be on the Page because I just prefer that style. I don't have to do a lot of prep work, and so I kind of just pushed all these things to the side. But we're coming towards the end of the year, and my third grader needs a unit study. I don't want her to start her next year of Move and Be on the Page. We don't have any units left of this current year, and so I was like, let's see what I have. And so I remembered, well, actually, here's what I did. I went to our bookshelves and I'm like, what book do I want her to read? I've really been wanting one of my daughters to read this book, and I'm like, oh, I did buy a unit study. So that's how we got to where we're at, if you needed a super long-winded explanation. So this is my first time using a literature guide from Teachers Pay Teachers. This one is set up the best compared to the other ones I bought. I will link it down below. This store has unit studies for a ton of books for different grade levels, and so it may or may not be something for you, but I'm going to show you how I plan it. And what do I mean by planning it? Well, I am definitely a planner. I need things planned out every single school day because not every day looks the same, and I'm a full-time working mom. So I'm working while my kids do school, and so I use like my weekends or like sometimes when my kids are at co-op classes to get things planned. And so I need to get this unit study planned out so my daughter knows what to do. She knows what chapters to read, and then in this unit study, the pages I printed, what pages she needs to complete. So when you purchase this digital PDF, there's two versions you get. You get like a PDF version, which is what I'm using, and then you get a digital version, which I believe you can use in like Google Classroom or Slides if you're really cool and do stuff like that. I'm just using the PDF, and that is 72 pages. What it looks like is it's broken out pretty similarly for each like section. They have the students reading, it looks like 5 chapters at a time. I went through the chapters in the book, and I think 3 chapters is a little more doable. So I'm going to have my daughter read 3 chapters, and then I'm going to organize the activities based on that. And so that is what you're going to see me doing. I have no really like proper way that I'm doing it. I am starting to do it with pen and paper, and then I will transport it into my online homeschool planner. So what I did is I went through and I said, okay, how many chapters are in the book? How long are the chapters? And so that is kind of where I figured, you know, 3 chapters per day is kind of good. And then there are 34 chapters in the book, and I have 11 school days to plan it. So that does mean one day we need to read 1 more chapter than the rest, which is completely fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I wrote down on a piece of paper just all of the school days that I want her to be doing it. So there's 11 dates here where she's going to be reading chapters and completing assignments. I printed out only the student pages. There are answer keys provided, but I didn't need to print those out. I'll just have those on my computer. So I only printed out the student pages. I'm going to hole punch this and put this in her binder, but I want to organize it because not everything is in order the way that I want her to do it. So Hopefully I can explain this without confusing you guys. So there's kind of like two sections here. So there is the first set of sections where these are all grouped by 5 chapters each. So vocabulary for chapter 1 through 5. There is a vocabulary study, a very similar page for every 5 chapters. So my daughter can't do this until she's read the first 5 chapters, if that makes sense. So she's not going to do this on her first day. But I'll keep showing you. So there's the vocabulary story, there's understanding the story, and so there's some multiple choice questions, a short answer and a long answer, and a little bit of extra. Then there is a chapter summary, and there is a dictionary detective. So these stay consistent throughout the whole book. So those I know she's going to be completing. Oh, there's her first dictionary detective. So she first looks up all of these words. So those stay consistent, so that is pretty easy to plan. And then at the back there was a couple extra pages. So this is who is Sara Pennypacker, who's the author, and it says use the internet to research. So like this we could do on day 1. So that is going to be a day 1 activity. And then on the back the next one is before reading. So before reading, this is what you're gonna do. And so I'm gonna have my daughter do this the first day and read chapters 1 through 3. So I'm gonna write that down, as that's what she's gonna do on her first assignment. So she's going to complete the author page and before you read, and that is page 50 and 1, and then read chapters 1 through 3. Okay, so that is page 1 that she's going to do. She's also going to, I'm going to have her do the dictionary first before she reads, because I know she's going to be reading these words, so she should probably understand what they mean. So I'm actually going to have her do the dictionary detective. She has 6 words that she needs to look up in the dictionary, so she's going to do that as well. Printing double-sided might not have been the best idea, but it's going to be okay. There's pages like my character chart where it looks like you record information as you read each character. So this is something that we have done in like the Moving Beyond the Page units, where this is something that is done throughout the unit. And so this will be something that I kind of have her put onto the side and just complete as needed as she gets introduced to new characters. This one, making predictions. Can you predict the future? What do you think will happen next in the story? Write down 2 predictions. Okay. And then the plot. Yeah, and then a story timeline. So this can really happen anywhere. Conflict, story setting, theme, problem solving, cause and effect, character type. All right. So I'm going to go through those. I'm going to do the chapters and these pages first because they're consistent. So, oh my God. I keep like unorganizing this and I'm driving myself crazy. Okay, so she's going to do that. She's going to do 5, 6. Planned out all the chapters she's going to read and then what activities she's going to do. So I'm going to input this into my Homeschool Planet planner. Now there are a couple things like these extra pages that I just need to sprinkle in somewhere. I'll have her do a couple of these like at the end because it's like I feel like you would kind of need to know them. You would kind of need to know like the entire book before you can do that. So some of those I'll add in at the end, but let's get this input into my Homeschool Planet planner. All right, so I'm going to start inputting it into my Homeschool Planet planner. So I have my planner up. I created a new, well, not really a new class, but well, yeah, a new class under my reading subject. And so I have that completed. I have my PDF of my table of contents. I could probably copy and paste some of that over. And then I have my notes, so I know which day to manually add this in. Again, this is very manual. This is why I don't do this. I either use lesson plans from Homeschool Planet or I use curriculum that I don't need to plan out this much, like Moving Beyond the Page. So I'm gonna input it all into my Homeschool Planet planner. So here is what I have. I just kind of set it up. So we have Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, starting April 9th until May 2nd. There's 11 school days. These are the same days I had on my paper. I did have it just automatically add these 2 things to every single day, but that's what I'm going to change right now. So April 9th, we are reading the first 3 chapters. We're going to complete author study page 50 for reading. Okay, and so I'm gonna highlight these as I mark them off. Oh, and dictionary detectives. Okay, and then, okay, so that will be what she does on her first day. And then the next day, we're going to read chapter 6. We are going to, I'm just copying from, and so it has like all these 9. I'll probably add on this date one of those other activities. All right, so I have all the reading assignments in there, which is great. Everything added. I added a couple more pages that I wanted to add in. Everything is scheduled and planned, and so I'm going to do save and close. And now we have our PACS reading unit study planned out for the week, and that was the last thing I needed to do for this week. So I'm going to print their checklist. So I print my daughters out their own individual checklists. And so this has all the curriculum on it, but now you can see it has, for Mila, it has her reading packs, and then it has all what she needs to do. So we're going to print this. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, maybe. 70. Okay, well, let's do that. Okay, so this is Mila's weekly checklist. So this is everything she needs to do in a week. And so we now have her reading packs unit added onto her checklist and all planned out for her. So what I'm going to do is this obviously goes on her desk when she starts school tomorrow. And then I'm going to hole punch this and put this in her binder. And that's what we're going to go do now. And I am gonna, there's like 7 pages that I didn't use. I'm gonna see how this goes. We've never done this kind of unit. I don't know how long it's gonna take her. I don't know if she's gonna enjoy it or not enjoy it. So I'm gonna hold on to these. If I feel like there's a day where she could maybe do an extra project, or maybe she's like asking me a question about something and one of these matches, then I'll hold on to them. But as of right now, I'm just going to put everything in her binder. So we're gonna go hole punch this and yeah, get this unit study ready for her. I can't find my hole puncher, my 3-hole punch. I have no idea where it is. I'm sure one of my daughters does, but they are at their co-op classes currently. So as you saw, the only thing missing is I would have hole punched it and put it in her binder, but other than that, I'm done. So that took me, I don't know, we'll say about 30-40 minutes from start to finish. Maybe 30 minutes, maybe I'm exaggerating. And so that is how I would handle like a reading literature unit that's not really planned out for you as far as like what chapters to read, what activities to do. But so far, I really like the way that this unit is set up. Like I really like the vocabulary that's added in there. I like kind of the discussion questions and like the multiple choice, the short form, and the long form. It is nice that it's repetitive, but then also I don't know how we're gonna like the repetitiveness either. And so we'll see. There is a test at the end, and honestly, I'm just really excited for her to read the book packs. I've heard amazing things about it. I do believe there's a sequel to it as well, and so I can't wait for her to share with me the story she's reading. So that is how I plan a literature unit that's not really planned out for you. So I will link everything I talked about down below, including the book and the unit study. If you have any questions, please leave those down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, have a wonderful day. Bye guys.